Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to beautiful, sunny Boulder Point in Oxford, Michigan. We are Sticks and Spirits, and today we're going to do our 1 seed Monty Python and the Holy Grail against the 8 seed Strange Brew. And while we discuss it, we're going to drink this Maker's Mark 46, which I'll talk about in a minute, and for these gentlemen, a mystery cigar, which we'll talk about after we smoke it a little bit. So before, so you guys are poured, why don't you go ahead and light, and I'm going to take this opportunity to invite you guys once again. We appreciate you watching with us. Share, like, subscribe. It really helps us with our algorithms with YouTube and Facebook. But we appreciate it. Take a minute and do that. We'd appreciate it even more. So let's talk a little bit about this Maker's Mark 46. This is French oaked bourbon whiskey. But let me tell you a little bit about Maker's Mark. So Bill Samuels, we've done a lot of bourbons that started before Prohibition, kind of went down in Prohibition and got restarted. And we've talked about several brand new bourbons. This is one of the oldest distilleries post Prohibition. It wasn't around before. It started in 1953 by a gentleman by the name of Bill Samuels Sr., and his wife was very involved in the business. His wife, Margie, actually designed the bottle and this iconic wax seal. This is all Margie's idea.
Thank you, Margie.
He found his ideal mash bill in the kitchen. He tested his mash bills by making bread.
Oh.
So he could taste what the mash bills tasted like without waiting for it to age. And he found out that red winter wheat, which is not what's normally used, it's just a regular summer wheat, to him gave him a front of the palate sweetness that he says that they're known for. So the mash bill is 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley. It's Silky suggested that I've been bringing too many high proofs. This is a 94 proof, so it's a little bit of a lower proof. Easy to find. You'll find it for around $40 or $50.
Yep.
It is their regular Maker's Mark. Then they take 10 seared French oak staves, put them in the barrel, and then they lay it down for another 6 months or so on that new barrel.
Interesting.
So let's give that a try. Have you guys lit up yet?
Yes.
So give that a smell. Give it a try.
I like the smell.
Yeah.
It smells
Right
great.
off, but the smell is nice. Yeah.
Very Maker's.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Very French oak.
Well, that's because they just laid in the barrels for a few times.
An extra few months of barrel oak.
No, on the nose, it smells very good.
We got some wind here, folks. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, a little bit of wind.
It's almost like a good bread flavor, like a toast. Raisin cinnamon toast. Very good. Give it a try.
I don't get a raisin cinnamon toast, Tim.
I kind of lost some of the sweetness on it too.
Yeah.
That you smell.
It smells.
Well, it's not Fruity Pebbles, my friend.
I was thinking raisin cinnamon toast.
For a low proof, I really like this. It's very tasty.
This is easy.
By the way, this is a birthday present from Silk's daughter, Gabby. Thanks, Gabs. Love this. Love this. This is such a good one.
All right.
Now, I'm not going to tell you about the cigar. We're going to go right into the movies. When we get the cigar down a little bit and get to the pairing, I'll tell you more about the cigar. But I want you to get a little bit more of the experience before we do it.
Okay.
So, as we said before, we've got the number 1 seed, Monty Python's and the Holy Grail, which we saw together in the theater on Sunday, which was a blast.
That was really
That
fun.
couldn't have worked out better.
I mean, it was so
And a
fun.
random viewing just happened to coincide.
50th anniversary.
The only,
Yeah, 50th anniversary.
the only disappointing part of it was the intro gave some of it away for Shumi, who's never seen
Yeah,
it.
Shumi's never seen it before.
Correct.
Part of the intro was
Except in
saying
elementary school.
that they couldn't find the horses, and so they used the coconuts.
Right.
Which was hilarious.
And whoever they got to do the coconuts was very good at it. They got the horse to halt.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, and I love the fact that they still would dismount.
And they're still
Yeah, the dismount was great.
They would pull up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That beginning
can
clip
you show
probably,
us?
it probably helped me because I would have had to like ask you, what are they doing with the coconuts and the, acting like they're on a horse?
right?
But
All
that
part
was
of it.
hilarious.
For those of you who didn't, the intro to the 50th anniversary had some of the original characters talking about their experiences while doing this,
50 years ago.
which
Yeah.
for me, as somebody who's seen it a long time ago and getting to hear their perspective was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. I
Like,
enjoyed that part.
it really brought a lot to the movie to me, just hearing them talk about how miserable they were and
Yes.
the chainmail was knitted yarn. It's just wet.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the crappiness of everything involved.
Yeah.
No
Like,
budget, no money.
No money and
So the only member of
Awesome.
Monty Python who played one character played obviously King Arthur, and he's also the only one who played it entirely straight. Right? He was trying to play it straight the whole time. When he went up to
I am your king.
I am your king. Well,
Vote for you.
the Lady of the Lake gave me the sword Excalibur. Because some water tart threw a stick at it doesn't make you king. We're a collective.
I'm being oppressed. Look at
Oppression.
The best part of that, the whole time they're just piling crap.
Yeah, holy crap.
Crap.
we got it so much better.
Leaving the theater, it was funny when I said I thought I watched that in grade school. I'm not sure what movie I was. That was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It wasn't that. Definitely wasn't that.
You might have talked about the Holy Grail.
Yes. Yes.
My parents had seen Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, that's
One of the best early scenes is as King Arthur's still looking for his knights. He comes on the Black Knight,
Yeah.
and they do the duel to the death. He cuts off his arm.
I have no quarrel with you, Bishop.
Now, you have fought bravely. Now let me pass. No, but you've lost an arm. No, I haven't. It's just a flesh wound. How about you? He cuts off all of his limbs. And
It's just the acting, because it's 50 years ago, of cutting the limbs off and the sound effects.
See,
and how bad the sound effects were, and how bad, but it's still, that made it funnier.
Yes. Yes.
throw the oily hand grenade about to.
And it's British humor. It's
It's
pure
pure British.
This isn't here today, but I think he said it best. It's you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. There really isn't an in between on that.
Correct.
Yeah,
That is correct. That is correct.
One of my other favorite scenes was the rabbit scene.
And then we'll jump out of the rabbit once it's in there.
Then the little tiny white fluffy rabbit just tears everybody apart.
Yes.
That was
Yep.
Yes.
that was funny. I also liked the French castle.
Yes.
You know when he who is the king of this castle? I'll not tell you, you grubby Englishman. I point in your general direction, you son of a whore.
If you do not leave, I will taunt you again.
I told them we already got one. Really low.
And then he just started throwing.
So cheap for the Holy Grail. One, that's right, Weiss.
And they tried to sneak in. It was a different castle.
Yeah.
With the Trojan rabbit. He goes, okay, the rabbit's inside. Now what's the plan? The three of us will jump out. We forgot to get in. I mean, just
Now that you say that scene again, the movie, I think it's Troy, they stole that part of how they invaded them.
Wait a second, Shimmy.
History lesson.
Trojan horse is a
Yeah.
real thing.
Like, that's a real thing.
The Trojan
That
horse.
happened in ancient Troy.
Well, great to know. Great to know. Coming to you live at nice.
So I got to get this right.
They stole
Your teachers showed you an R-rated movie.
Oh
What teach you about the Trojan horse?
Sick that
She's
day.
been very susceptible.
This could have gone any better than this. I'm just saying. I mean,
Oh my god.
man, wow.
I thought the Monty Python was the birthplace of the Trojan horse.
No.
It's not really native to Greece. Let's try a horse.
Hey, Shumi, do you remember that this is only the 50th anniversary? I'd like you to think back to the Trojan War. Give
Was
me
that
a
USC
date.
and UCLA?
Right, exactly.
And it was in the 70s, right? It's fine.
That's so funny.
Good stuff. All right, let's go from British humor to Canadian humor.
You know what? I mean, it's an international
It's an international
matchup today.
Strange Brew.
So now, how many of us had not seen Stranger? I mean,
I haven't seen it.
I saw it a long time ago.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't see much of it, but I had seen it.
Okay. And
I wish I.
so, and now you what?
Sorry, what? No, just
No. Feel free. Nothing's hold, Bart.
Hey, take off, Ozer. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, what'd you think?
I get free beer because I got a mouse in my beer. Hey, when I don't in the movie, you take a bunch of moths in there, and you let them go. And you're
They go to the projection light, and then you get your money back.
I had no idea that was a Bob and Doug McKenzie movie. No idea. And those two guys I find hysterical.
So they're from the SCTV.
Yep.
So the Second City comedy club has given almost all the Saturday night comics you can think
in
of.
Chicago.
But from 76 to 84, they did SCTV out of Canada.
Yep.
Correct.
Those two guys, Doug and Bob McKenzie, John Candy, Flaherty, who's the guy on Happy Gilmore, who goes who taunts Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
That's Flaherty.
Jackass.
Yeah, that guy.
Because there was like
Eugene Levy, who's the dad in
American Pie.
American Pie.
Mike Myers, when he
Well, he's part of SC, but not SCTV. SCTV was over in 84.
Right.
Marina Rivera, who was the mom in Home Alone. So really, there was some really famous alum there. I thought Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters played the American cousin of him being the Canadian guy, right? And how bumbling, and so it was funny. Also, I noticed a difference between that and the other beer movie we watched, Beer Fest, when
One was better than the other.
well, there's that. Wow, but
there's that.
well, who's the big guy? What's the big guy's name in Beer Fest?
what the
Anyway,
like
Tank. He's not Tank, but
No.
anyway, the big guy gets caught in a beer vat, tries to drink it all, can't, and drowns. But
Rick
Rick
Moranis can
Moranis,
do it.
he drank that whole vat,
And then he put out a fire.
and they put out a fire because he had such a full bladder.
Yes.
So, and that's pretty much the highlights of that movie.
Tim, could you?
Hey, Ozer, don't say knocking it so quick. Hey, Ozer, you know what I mean?
Give up your vote so soon.
I'm willing to listen because I feel like this movie is funnier while being told by another person than watching it.
So
It was-
we
it was
discussing it is fun discussing it because
It is fun to discuss it. And I think there's things that you'll take from it and use as like we would on the golf course, like, hey, nice putt, Ozer. Not that, we're going to change it up a little bit, but still,
take off, eh?
I mean, if you don't say hey a lot after watching that movie, I don't think you watched the
You saw the wrong film.
Sure.
But I think that the fact that when that movie was made, Canada wasn't as prominent
Sure.
as
Sure.
an understanding of where Canada was.
Okay.
We were trying.
Well,
We were trying.
Canada.
We were trying
Great
to.
White North.
We were trying to annex Canada then. So.
Yeah.
So no, but you bring up a very, very valid point in the fact of, I think watching it now, mind you, probably haven't watched it in 30 plus years. I kind of get this. It just shows you how much like the internet has changed what we see. Back then, when this thing, I watched it probably when I was like 10. I don't know. We didn't have any other kind of things to occupy us. It was funny.
It's also got to be funnier to a 10-year-old.
Well, yeah, it is way funnier to a 10-year-old. And just the fact is the movie was funny because we had nothing else to give us our comedy at that time. Now, hell, everybody's carrying a phone and everything's funny.
And
Everybody wants,
and everything's available.
everybody's doing a podcast.
Clicking, like, and subscribe on Wheels.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go back. We got a little bit of these cigars. Now, before you tell me about the cigars, I'm not going to say anything to you yet, but I'm just going to say this. I'm noticing something. You've got to try to keep in mind the wind is probably affecting the
It is.
smokability.
It is. It's 100% affecting.
But with that, give me your. You can't really talk about the construction. It's not falling apart, which is a great sign.
Great sign.
But give me your idea. What does it taste like? What's it like? What's your experience with it?
So for me, as somebody who is usually in our group only smoking the very light cigars, this is a very delicious flavor for me. Like, this has some spice, this has some kick, but yet it is not so overpowering. Where in other ones, I've been like, man, I need to drink my drink to cut this.
Yeah.
I drink my hot bourbon.
Yeah, like I've got some peppers. I've got
Very earthy.
Yes, very earthy.
A lot of pepper for me. A lot of pepper.
But it for me, this is a delightful smoke. Like,
Yeah.
this is a very tasteful smoke that, with the wind, that you guys can't feel it, but it's blowing here. But but it's good. Like I really enjoyed this, Tim. I don't know what it is, but this is.
Must mean the rest of us are gonna have a problem with
You
it.
guys all are gonna
No,
hate this.
no.
What do you think?
Look wise, I was preparing for a heavier cigar, a full cigar, and as Noble said, on the pet, like it's very light, easy, enjoyable. Mine's burning pretty good even with the wind.
Yeah,
I get peppery, earthy. I like the wrapper. Enjoyable cigar for sure.
See, it's an easy draw. So when the first draw, I thought, okay, this is going to be really light, but it's very flavorful. I get a lot of pepper. Like I'm really tasting
That's
pepper.
pretty common here.
Yeah, like that's the key note for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I feel like I've had it before, perhaps, and maybe I didn't. But
You didn't, but I know what you're thinking.
okay,
My favorite cigar is the Monte Cristo #2 out of Cuba. Impossible to get, not impossible, but not legal, and very expensive.
But not legal.
Good to
But
know.
I've had more than my share of them, and they're
in Cuba on a couple of
and they're fantastic. So about 6 months ago, I bought these from JR Cigars, which is a online cigar dealer. They're made by JR. They're a knockoff.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
To design to look, and they do look like a Monte #2.
Yeah.
exactly, and to
Yeah.
taste like a Monte #2. It's made with leftover leaves from really high end places,
Interesting.
but they're leftovers.
Okay.
They're still long fill, right? It's not one of those. They're not.
We're
They're not pressed.
leftover group.
Yes, like us. They're
So on
leftovers.
that note, leftover meaning not good enough to use, or like literally we just had this vat.
They may
left over,
have
so-
cut it. They may have said.
Okay.
They may have said. Yeah, for Oliva, it's not a prime leaf, but
Okay.
it's still
Okay.
grown on Oliva farms, and it's going to be a good
Okay,
cigar.
Sure.
So it's Nicaraguan, and I don't know what the wrapper is, and I don't know what's inside of it. You ready for this? And I laid him down for 6 months because I thought that might help. $3.
Wow.
no shit.
This is
I
$3.
know something because he let me smoke one. So
So if you wanted this knockoff, I wanted to get your. I didn't want to say it's a $3 knockoff,
Sure.
and see to have that maybe affect what your thought was.
It's fine.
Hey, I'm a Costco
yeah, for-
shopper. You give me this for
For
$3,
$3, this is
I'm
excellent.
signing up.
Yeah, it's
Like,
excellent for that price point.
And that's the thing. It's like it tasted very familiar to me.
Yeah.
And it has the flavors I think that most people would enjoy if they're
Yeah.
gonna go down the road of a cigar. So it's money well spent.
Let's be clear. It's not a Monte Cristo #2.
No,
It looks like one. I like the way it smokes, and it tastes good for $3. I'm going to keep these in my rotation for sure.
How much is a Monte Cristo #2?
I see if you get a box of 24, I think they come in boxes of 24. You $650.
So I would not be allowed to smoke
No.
those ones.
No.
$3. I'm in.
Yeah, you can have all those that you want.
Kirkland fan.
What do you think of how does it pair up
Partnership
okay?
welcome.
I think it pairs up. I think it's a nice
it's a very
pair.
nice.
Yeah,
It's not an overpowering cigar.
No, not at all.
For a lower proof, it's got a delightful. That's a word for it. It's a delightful flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good pairing.
Yeah.
it's very drinkable. It sits well on the palate. They both both go well together. Yeah, I don't see a problem here at all.
Especially
It's
as
just
my ice had gone down and it's very easy to drink now.
Like,
These make wonderful cocktails, and
Yeah.
at a price point where you don't mind making a cocktail on it.
So this would this be something you do old fashions or Manhattans with, Tim?
I would do an old fashioned with this every day because it's got a little bit of sweetness with it, and you got the simple syrup, which is essentially just syrup, sugar and water, right? In the old fashioned, they would go really well together. I like a little bit more spicy in my
Always.
Manhattan, but it can make a tremendous old fashioned.
Did you give us a price point? I don't remember here.
Yeah, $45.
45,
45,
fair enough.
50 bucks.
Yeah, actually, I think I just saw
Easy to find.
here in Michigan. I think I just saw that for $40.
So you could get a bottle and a bunch of cigars for like $45 and be like,
Yeah, so when I say $3, I bought a box of 20 for $60,
I mean,
as
and-
opposed to 600 for the actual money.
Is that a common thing, Tim, of cigar knockoffs or trying to recreate the higher end things? Or
So-
is this a rare occasion of
No,
that?
yeah, good question. So the online retailers all make their own stuff.
Okay.
CI Cigar International does their own. Famous Smokes does their own. In fact, we did a Romeo and Juliet but Romeo and Juliet actually made it for Famous Smokes.
Oh.
JR feels kind of alone in trying to recreate the stars, if you will.
I see. Okay.
They make a good shape. Most of them are good smokes. Like they're long fillers, right? Some of the knockoffs that you might find are what's called short fillers. That just means chopped up pieces. They may be good leaves and maybe they have a good flavor, but they don't smoke well because the ash is constantly falling off, right? Where you've got this one main leaf that runs all the way through this. So it's a quality premium made cigar with premium ingredients,
Interesting.
but they're getting that stuff cheaper.
The look of them looks expensive.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
if you're
look.
wanting,
Yeah, it looks
if you're
nice.
wanting to show off at a cheap price,
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's a nice looking
you
cigar.
can pretend to be an important person with these ones.
I'm in.
Yeah, let's do this.
I always like to try to pretend to be important.
I mean, I may have given this to a guy who never smoked a cigar before and wanted to try one of my Monte Cristos.
You're welcome, people. I'm here.
That's what I'm feeling when we go to my
Right.
So when we were at our favorite cigar bar and that guy there was rolling it on their grand opening, that's what you say by knockoff. Something like that.
Well, his is not a knockoff. I get what you're saying. In a way, yes. In a way, no. His is not a knockoff because he's not trying to recreate anything.
Okay, fair.
But he is buying leaves, wrapper, binder out of some farm, right,
Okay.
or some distributor, and just rolling it himself.
Okay.
Which
Probably
would-
not premium ingredients, most likely. Just
Oh, yeah.
or could
yeah,
go either way. I guess, right?
probably not premium ingredients.
So I
You're
guess
not-
so. What is the difference then? Like this knockoff cigar versus that guy that was at the opening rolling his own.
he's just trying to make a good cigar that tastes and smokes well with a blend that he likes.
He's not trying to make.
Okay.
They're trying to get the flavor and the look of a Monte Cristo number.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Whether they hit it or not, not quite. But
But what knowing better?
it's still a good smoke.
Well, I think it's interesting. It tasted very familiar, but I think that now that we know, you lifted the curtain up, why not? Right? Like, I mean, if you can get these and
Right.
you're on a budget, and why not go for it? You're still gonna get. We're telling you right now, it's enjoyable. If you haven't had the Monte Cristo number 2, you're not gonna know any better anyway.
Right.
Um,
If you're trying to find cigars on a budget, by the way, you can go to any of the online realtors, CI, Thompson, JR, Famous Smokes, and they'll have another brand of things called seconds. So there'll be actual Oliva cigars, for example, that would look the same as my Oliva V's that I love, that Oliva made to be Oliva V's. And there's something about it that wasn't perfect to them.
quality control.
Quality control.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're getting that Titleist Pro V, but
With a Kirkland shell.
it might have a nick here that it just didn't pass.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly right. And they're good.
And to
And
your
they're very inexpensive.
But to your point, Tim, as well, the online retailers have they have a nice supply of sampler packs. If you're
Yeah.
not sure where you land, those sampler packs can be beneficial to just trying different things throughout and see where you can go with it.
So these seconds, they're called Fumo sometimes. It's a great thing to go online for, but support your local brick and mortar cigar shops. This is all they do, and they don't have the buying power that those guys do. And if you're a cigar and you're exploring, yeah, go wherever you can go, get into it because it's a great hobby. But if you're a aficionado like I am, go to your local stores and support those guys. It's very important. Okay, let's vote.
All right.
Can we talk more about numbers?
Hey,
Start us off, Noble. Start us off.
Yeah, start us off.
So I am 100% voting Holy Grail, and the Strange Brew. It took me a lot to get through. Like it was tough. It's not up in smoke bag, but
Thank you.
Yep.
but it's not making it.
It's the 31st season.
Yeah, it's 31.5 for me.
it must have been an automatic qualifier because there's other better ones that we got that got left out.
I'm pretty sure it was an auto bid.
Didn't Oz want this one in? Wasn't this one in?
Me and Oz. I think I brought up Oz.
Okay.
I think I brought this one up because it was nostalgic. And
It is
and whatnot.
nostalgic.
Yeah, it similar to Gnomes. It had its moments, but tough to get through. Monty Python, fantastic. Will be interesting to see though how Monty, if it moves
Yeah,
forward,
where it goes in.
how it matches up against newer films. But I'm going Monty Python.
Gee, there's a shock.
I'm going Monty Python. I like Strange Brew more than you guys did. A lot of good memories, good moments. I'm gonna remember A and Hoser and Take Off and recreate those, as we play golf and stuff. But definitely Holy Grail.
So I was a little different for you guys. In the beginning, like the first half hour, 40 minutes, I really thought these two were going blow to blow. Like I'm remembering Holy Grail, and in like the first half hour or so, I'm like, this is standing up. Although,
No, I feel like it's fair.
as it went on, I got
100%
bored.
fair.
As it went on, I'm like, okay, this is the same thing over and over, and there's no substance, there's nothing to it.
Kind of like Step Brothers.
Holy Grail, I thought the whole movie was great.
I enjoyed both films. I know exactly where you're going with that, Weiss. I think it's amazing. Again, the matchup, international. You got British humor, Canadian humor.
I almost went to Dumb and Dumber. 'Cause I feel like that was the similar reference. Like they're driving around the van, and I was just like, "You put a dog on that thing, and we got Dumb and Dumber." Man.
I mean, sure, right?
There's a chance, eh?
I will say, look, the 5-ounce bag can carry a 1 ounce or a 1 pound coconut, and it's an African swallow. I'll go Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. So Holy Grail.
That's 5-0 with the guys all here.
So that is the last of our 1/8s, and no upsets in the 1/8s. We have 1/8 left. I'm
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Tommy Boy and Christmas Vacation.
Oh, boy.
Foreshadow.
Oh boy.
I know where I'm going with this.
Bang.
Yeah. So next week we'll be doing Monty Python and the Holy Grail moves on. Our last 1/8 next week will be Tommy Boy and Christmas Vacation. Thanks for joining us. Until then, keep your sticks lit, keep your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.